and Taiwan's military has launched an unprecedented 14-day tabletop exercise, simulating what many consider their worst-case scenario. The People's Liberation Army turning routine drills into a full-scale assault on the island. The computer-assisted war game, which began last weekend and will run until April 18th, is part of the annual Hong Kong series of military exercises. This year's tabletop simulation is the longest ever, 6 days longer than in 2024, reflecting growing concerns about Beijing's increasingly frequent military operations around Taiwan. U.S. military personnel are expected to arrive in Taiwan this week to observe the exercise, according to Taiwanese media reports. The scenarios are based on possible play actions, including a transition from drills to an actual assault on Taiwan. The simulation will run continuously 24 hours a day to test the military's capacity to coordinate and respond under pressure. It began with the main command establishing a joint operations center to simulate a swift transition from peacetime to wartime conditions. That Taiwan's military has integrated new asymmetric warfare assets into their defense plans, including drones, U.S.-made M1 or 2T tanks, high-mobility artillery rocket systems towed to be anti-tank missiles, and shore-based Harpoon missile batteries. The capabilities of these systems have been factored into the simulation parameters for validation. Their operational value will be further tested during the live-fire phase of the Hong Kong exercise in July. Military analysts have long warned of Beijing's salami-slicing strategy, incremental encroachment by the play that deliberately blurs the line between military exercise and aggression. The play has gradually expanded its operational footprint around Taiwan, eroding long-standing conventions, including crossing the median line, the unofficial boundary in the Taiwan Strait. Appeal. A fighter jet could reach Taipei within 3 minutes of crossing the median line. Taiwan's Air Force, however, needs at least 6 minutes to scramble and another 6 minutes to intercept an incoming aircraft. By then, it may already be too late. In another concerning development, the Pelé Shandong aircraft carrier is believed to have explored an alternative route to the east of Taiwan ahead of last week's military drill. Observers suggest the carrier group bypassed the wider Bashi Channel between Taiwan and the Philippines, instead transiting via narrow waterways within the Philippine archipelago. This new route could give the PLA alternative options to approach the Western Pacific instead of using the heavily monitored Bashi Channel, which is considered a strategic choke point. Through these exercises, the play is also testing how Taiwan's military responds, using it as a reference for future combat planning. Military commentator Yue Gang, a retired play colonel, suggested the Shandong carrier group likely entered the Western Pacific via the Black Strait, then through the Sulu Sea and the Little Gulf off the Philippines. He noted that a key reason for choosing this route was the presence of an American aircraft carrier strike group nearby, with the USS Carl Vinson and its escorts entering the South China Sea from the opposite direction. The PLA sees the window of opportunity for training and preparation. Countering warships in that area would be a key operation in the event of a conflict over Taiwan. China has now opened its second publicly acknowledged overseas military base, further extending its military reach in Southeast Asia. The Joint Logistics and Training Center at Cambodia's Ream Naval Base officially commenced operations on April 5th, according to the Chinese Defense Ministry. The facility will be jointly maintained by personnel from both countries and is designed to support counterterrorism, disaster prevention, humanitarian assistance, and joint training operations. However, the development has previously raised concerns from the United States about potential threats to Cambodia's sovereignty. The center is designed to support the two militaries in conducting regional counterterrorism, disaster prevention and mitigation, humanitarian assistance, joint training, and other operations. It is not aimed at any third party. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet attempted to address sovereignty concerns during the inauguration ceremony that I solemnly declare that the royal government of Cambodia will never allow any foreign military base to be established in Cambodia, neither in the past, the present, nor the future. We have nothing to hide. This is our stance to maintain friendship with all parties. According to Hun Manet, the naval base, which was closed in 2022 for refitting, is now open to warships under 20,000 tons from all friendly countries. Foreign ministers from the G7 have issued a joint statement condemning mainland China's recent military drills around Taiwan as provocative and destabilizing, while urging dialogue for peaceful resolution of issues. These increasingly frequent and destabilizing activities are raising cross-strait tensions and put at risk global security and prosperity. G7 members continue to encourage the peaceful resolution of issues through constructive cross-strait dialogue. Last week, mainland China's military concluded two-day war games around Taiwan, which included long-range live-fire drills in the East China Sea, marking an escalation of exercises around the island. The focus on Taiwan comes at a time of heightened tension following William Lightning Tay of the pro-independence Democratic Progressive Party taking office as Taiwan's leader in May last year. Beijing sees Lai as a separatist and has stepped up military and political pressure on the island.